This is Dr. Elias Hague, head of the xenopaleontology expedition from New Gondwana University on Sirius II. This log is regarding the specimen known as XS-17A, or as the team has started to refer to it, the repository. The being is fossilized, insectoid, larger than human size, and as of yet of undeterminate age. Its physiology is largely in line with other sapient insectoid species we have encountered in the galaxy in our own time, and this particular individual appears to be a member of an administrative caste, as its exoskeleton and limbs do not appear to be optimized for combat or physical labor. Most interestingly, of course, is that beneath its skull plate is a crystalline mass that I have equated to an organic solid-state hard drive. It appears to have been produced by the organism biologically, but as it is not made up of living cells, the passage of time has not caused any data degradation that we can discern. After multiple failed attempts, we discovered that running a specific current through this crystalline mass caused it to emit a signal that we could pick up on our shroud band receptors. This confirmed Dr. Lusakovsky's hypothesis that this individual was a member of a hive-minded race that communicated telepathically. Our universal xenocipher AI was able to translate this signal into language that we could understand. The remainder of this briefing will consist of the historical details we have been able to extract from the data within the repository. Though our efforts to place it in an exact chronological space have so far proved inconclusive, it is clear that this race died off a very long time ago, likely millions of years. And I think when you hear what they have to say, you will be glad for that. Without any further ado, this is Dr. Elias Hague signing off.
And so, after a long slumber, we awoke, hidden away for ages beyond counting. Since the defeat of the last broodmind, we studied our surroundings with a multitude of eyes. We moved as one, guided by the new broodmind, who was stronger and more cunning than the last. Our drones had grown deadlier and more fearsome in their cocoons during our centuries-long hibernation. We culled the lesser life forms we encountered and began to harvest the resources of the land. Soon we had grown to encompass the whole world, a new hive prime, a nexus for our conquests to begin anew. In our ancient memories carried by our repositors were designs for great structures, deadly weapons, and vessels to carry us to the stars. We began to manufacture these tools for our propagation, unable to see and know what had become of the galaxy in our absence. Yet our drive was clear, to seed the swarm across every star in the sky, and exterminate any who would stand in our way. Soon new brood arcs would be birthed, to carry our consciousness to warriors and builders on new worlds. We learned from the lessons of the past. A new age was dawning, and this time the swarm would be unstoppable. 2 cycles after our reawakening, we had fabricated exoships to exploit the resources on the worlds and asteroids around the hive, and retrieved ancient patterns from our collective memory to manufacture hyperdrives. The search for more habitable worlds began, and we resumed gene sequencing to uplift new brood arcs to oversee our conquests. By 8 cycles after reawakening, a clutch arrived to establish Hive Alpha on a lush world in the nearby Zosma system. The local wildlife was savage and hostile, but no match for even the most rudimentary of our drones. With the passage of 2 additional cycles, we had re-established the neural relay network that would carry our consciousness between the clusters and allow us to act as one even when separated by light years. We began to reach out with our thoughts to search for others who had once been joined to us. In time, our psionic searching led us to a consensus. There were no others. Within this galaxy, our cluster was the only one that had survived the long hibernation. Our broodmind, the last of its kind, was now Broodmind Prime, and we alone held the future of the swarm in our custody. Drones were already being deployed to initiate a third hive, and we bid our sentinel ships to the far edges of our sensor range to find what had become of the civilizations responsible for our downfall. The swarm demanded vengeance, and if our ancient enemies, the Blorg, yet persisted in this cycle, we were resolved to finally show them the folly of opposing our inevitable dominion over all the stars in the sky. Soon, the heavens themselves would bleed.